Hi, I'm Kathy Rentz, a professor at the University of Cincinnati and co-author of Business Communication, a Problem-Solving Approach. This video looks particularly at ways our text focuses on the relationship dimension of communication. As Chapter 1 says, getting information from point A to point B is only part of effective communication. The other part, just as key, is establishing and building positive connections with the reader or audience. Students tend to assume that communication is essentially about content, and to underestimate how important it is to cultivate the interpersonal connection as well. That's why our communication model includes the relationship of the communicators as one of the key contexts for any act of communication. And it's why an emphasis on audience analysis runs throughout the chapters. Students can use this audience analysis checklist from Chapter 2, Writing Effectively for Your Audience Purpose and Medium, when planning their communications. Two special chapters focus primarily on building effective relationships. Chapter 6, Building Positive Relationships Through Communication, and Chapter 7, Communicating Across Cultures. The chapter on creating positive relationships first covers the most foundational principle, using the you viewpoint. That is, adapting the message to the recipient's interests and concerns. It then discusses ways to put the you viewpoint into practice by using a personable style and being courteous. The section on positive emphasis gives students concrete advice about using wording and structure to bring out the positive in their messages. We also provide a unique section on handling communication-related ethical problems, such as being dishonest, using discriminatory wording, playing power games, and taking advantage of others. After reading about resources for ethical reasoning, students can use this process for considering any ethical issue they may face. And at the end of the chapter are sample ethics-based scenarios that you can discuss with your class. This one, for example, will give your class an opportunity to discuss how all three main ethical approaches could apply. And activities like this help reinforce the book's emphasis on critical thinking as well. Our Chapter 7 on cross-cultural communication is, of course, also about building positive relationships. As everyone knows, increasing globalism is one of the main trends in business today. But our students are also likely to work with people from other countries here in the U.S., so it's important to prepare them for successful cross-cultural experiences. We do this by first discussing three major factors that affect culture: geography, history, and religion. Our students often forget to think about the big picture, but having this kind of perspective really helps with cross-cultural understanding. Then we go into elements of cultural difference that our students need to be aware of, such as culturally specific meanings of gestures and attitudes towards hierarchy and emotion. We then look at language practices that can undermine effective cross-cultural communication. We advise students to minimize the use of slang, as well as two-word expressions such as put off or figure out, which non-native speakers may have trouble with. Fortunately, there are great resources for learning about other countries and cultures that our students can consult. One of my students' favorites is the website of the Hofstede Center, which will show you where any given country falls on Hofstede's 6 different cultural dimensions. Here you see how Brazil scored on the 6 dimensions. The website will even compare countries for you and show the comparison in a similar chart. Cross-cultural communication projects make great team projects that students really enjoy, and they'll have plenty of resources for gathering the information they need to learn and to teach each other. Research shows that the current generation of college students is somewhat empathy challenged with people who are different from them. But the ability to tune into others' views and feelings will be essential to their success as communicators and professionals. We hope the features of our text that I've discussed will serve you well as you help your students build this critical competency. To learn more, visit our website via the link shown on your screen.